Hello, welcome to Fine Moon Rising. This is Aries Tarot Energy and Astrology Report for end of August and beginning of September. So basically just the next month. So what I'm doing is pulling your tarot cards. You'll see them on the deck shortly. And then I will create a sigil for you, which is the energy. And I really wanted something very kind of strong and motivating for you this month. I think there's a lot of change afoot, and I believe you're just going to really have to take charge. So look, all right, first tarot cards are the Hanging Man, followed by the Five of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Two of Cups, the Emperor, and the Sun. And then your overall energy is the Ace of Coins, the Queen of Coins, and then also the Three of Cups. So let's get started for you. All right, the Hanging Man with the Five of Wands. Okay, a little bit of indecision, honestly. I think kind of this time, although Mercury is direct, and we'll get into the astrology shortly, I feel like that is giving you some sort of clarity, but it's still a little murky. Things are just a little bit murky for you at the moment, and I feel like you're frustrated. It's almost like maybe you're bouncing off things with your friends, your family, something like that, and maybe they're not giving you the right answers. And you just feel like, you know what? I need to figure out this situation myself. I need to take a step back, and I need to kind of find my footing all by myself. So we are changing our perspective, and I think there's a lot of perspectives that you will be changing this month. So we do have the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. You really have to kind of take charge because the Emperor is right next to the King of Swords, and I just feel like there's something here about maybe your emotions are running a little bit high about something, and there's something about kind of wrangling that in, thinking about them logically, and not letting them get the best of you this month. And also taking charge of things in your life, just really, from cleaning your fridge, it doesn't really matter, to your business prospects. It's very much a month of please take charge. It's time. Time is running out for you. Okay, we do have the Two of Cups. It's kind of, things are coming together as they're coming together, and I think that may be frustrating you a little bit, is just that kind of in-between time where you're not quite sure if things are going to pan out, but you're going for it anyway. And that's really all we can do in times of uncertainty. Then, of course, with the Emperor and the Sun, I do feel like this is very much actionable energy. And the Emperor, though, granted, he is an empathetic ruler. And so that means that you're not going to be flying off the handle. You're not going to be, really aggressive about things. You're just going to methodically and very calmly take matters into your own hands. And I think it's a very excellent thing for you to do this month. All right, so overall energy is the Ace of Coins, the Queen of Coins, and the Three of Cups. There is happiness this month for you. There is a kind of, with you kind of manning up, womaning up, whatever it is, and taking charge, I feel like that's going to grant you the motivation to see what needs to be, fixed, changed, moved, tweaked a little bit in your favor. And I feel like for you, with this Ace of Coins, Queen of Coins, there's very much a financial aspect as well as a reality aspect. So there are going to be people in your life where, and we'll get into the astrology, it's just kind of an echo of stand your ground, but you don't need to get in the mix of stuff. So there's a pulling back energy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But definitely make a plan of action, and definitely take those steps to move yourself forward. And especially with finances, figure that out. What do you need to do? If you need to learn some extra stuff, well, then find somebody who can teach you, or just feel things out on your own, meditate about it, do things like that. All right, so your sigil, of course, that I'm drawing, your energy for this next 4 weeks is take charge. And I felt like you just needed things with red and orange and fiery, because with the Emperor and the Sun card and the Five of Wands and then the Queen of Coins here, I just kind of felt like you need something glowing and something gold and something, manifesting abundance type of sigil. And I think the only way you're going to do that is actually just to kind of take charge of things, do things as you would normally do them, but, as an empathetic ruler, basically, taking others' feelings into consideration, of course, as well. And so you do have the Three of Cups, and it's all for happiness. It's all for the peace that you are creating in your life. You are creating peace, manifesting peace, and I think this is a more peaceful option for you. The direction that you're headed next is more peaceful, okay? And I'll pull some later tarot cards, but let's go ahead and move into this astrology while I am drawing for you. Okay, so Aries, okay, of course we had that clarity, that bump in clarity as we had the Mercury going direct. So you did have that bump of clarity, but it's still kind of like that gray area, though. I feel like this is a time of liberation for you. I think that you're just kind of organizing things such that you don't have to deal with the same old all the time, like this stuck energy or the I'm not sure what to do next energy. I feel like there is reason for you to create some boundaries, and the boundaries could be on anything from, maybe you're cutting out sugar or something. That's a boundary. That's a simple boundary. It's a health boundary, that type of thing. But could also be, cutting out your participation in certain groups, or, your communication with certain individuals. There could be something here where you're just kind of like taking a step back, because relationships are going to be on the forefront for you the next 4 weeks. And it's going to be one of those times where it's just like, take a step back, look at everything from a logical and calm perspective, and then come at it from that standpoint. And I think you're really skilled at doing that anyway, so it's not going to be terribly difficult. New moon in Virgo, the 22nd. That's why I say make a plan. And then of course that echoes that King of Swords, who is the master planner. And I think that there's just something in your life you would like to get moving in a certain direction. However, that takes a plan. It takes steps. It takes, organizing things in your life to accommodate that new direction. What do you want? Where do you want to go? And I think you're definitely finding those answers this month. So we do have the Venus in Leo on the 25th, and that will bring that relationship aspect to the forefront, but also a sense of balance and a sense of, I'm feeling opulence. So I kind of just feel like you want to have nice things around you, and that's one of your goals, and that is not too shabby. It might be just stuff that, what is opulence? It's going to be different to everybody. And so maybe, you like plants and you want more plants, something like that. But there's got to be a sense of something that makes you feel like, oh, this is wonderful. It makes me happy. It makes me feel safe and secure. And it's like a relaxation for myself. So I think you're making that happen for you with this Venus in Leo. Okay. All right. Expect change in career, though, this month. And it's going to be to your benefit. So either a promotion, a lateral move, more clients, something like that. But there's something going to be very exciting for you in the future as far as your career path goes. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like an abrupt change to me. It feels like something you've known about, something that you have considered for a while, and now you're finally like, you know what, I'm going to take the leap. I'm just going to do it. This is a good offer. I'm going to do it. Maybe it's more work, maybe it's more time, but in the end, I feel like you might see that as the benefit to your future. And with that clarity, I think that's finally going to create some resolve in your life to be like, okay, well, now I really need to balance things. I need to create that harmony with happiness as your focus, right? And so that's your abundance might be happiness. It might be that, okay, I have this employment or something like that. And then I come home and I have this lovely kind of thing that makes me safe and secure and happy. Okay. And so there is something here about creating this safe space, creating this happiness in your life, and creating this whatever this career move is actually going to enable you to further manifest other things in your life. And I think that there's something, if it's travel, there's something in your life that you're interested in going for. Okay, so I'm finishing up your sigil here, doing some colors, some darker colors, whatever on there. And I'll pull some ending tarot here, which you'll see at the end. However, I saved them out. So when I do these voiceovers, I kind of save everything out with rubber bands. Okay, and at the end, you did have the Ace of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. And with this King of Wands and the Emperor, I just feel like you are taking hold of something, taking charge, maybe opening a business, maybe doing something where you are definitely the one driving the ship. And I think you're comfortable doing that. It is a bit of a safe space for you to be in charge. And I think that's what you're doing. You're just kind of mastering that at this time. We have the Queen of Cups, and that is that fulfillment, right? That is that lovely fulfillment, that I come home and I know that, all my bills are paid, or, I have my lovely plants. I have 5 million orchids, or whatever it is that makes you happy. I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's, something that it makes you feel calm, feel relaxed. It's a reprieve. It's a break. And you're definitely manifesting that for yourself and actually physically creating it in your life by taking this new career move, this career path that is different than before. You do have this Ace of Swords here, and of course there is energy for kind of I don't feel that it's a normal Ace of Swords, honestly. I feel like it's enlightenment, it's epiphanies, I kind of feel like it's, now I see why I did all this. Now I see why this is coming together. Now I see why I'm taking these steps. And so from in the beginning of a bit of indecisiveness, of I don't know what's going to happen, to an ending of now I see it all. Now I see how things are coming together. And it is for your greatest good. It is for your happiness. It is for your safety, security, and the like. So I do feel like this is a happy ending for you. But it takes some effort in that you need to plan, take the steps, take charge, and go for it. It's go forward with gusto. That's what this reading is this month. And your plan will come together, absolutely. So, okay, Aries, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.